Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Sweeney's Creek Farm. Well, half of Sweeney's Creek Farm. You've only got Bomber Steve today. And I'm sorry about the light out of the window there. I'm normally set up in the kitchen, but my son has decided with his friend over that he wants to watch a video out there. So I've been relegated back to the study. So I suppose it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you've got the people here. And looking at the stream, we've got a number of people in here already, which is absolutely fantastic. So Julianne's busy at the moment. We've got a big project on at the moment, and so she's wanting to sort of get that done. That light in that door is awful. I've got to go the other way. No. Sorry, guys, I'm going to jiggle you around here a bit. This is the joys of having children, isn't it? They just muck up your plans. Oh, I'm going to try and swing that around and get that door. And try and hide Harrison's rubbish on his desk. That's a bit better. Not getting all light swarmed. So yeah, thanks very much for everyone coming along. Really, really appreciate it. Great to see so many people here. I apologise for the time. Steve doesn't understand time zones yet. Apparently, Eastern Standard Time is 13 hours behind Central 14, not 12 and 13. So we're actually heading into daylight savings time coming up this weekend. So it's going to change a little bit. So just a big welcome to some people here. We've got some long-time supporters and we've got some new supporters. While I'm on that, we've picked up about 50 followers in the last 2-3 weeks, which we're really, really excited about. We've had some great channels come in and join. I'd like to do a shout out to a lot of them. Black's Tropical Homestead, I went on their live yesterday and got to meet them and chat to them. It was really great to meet you guys. So welcome to the family. If you're new to the channel, if it's your first live here, normally I'm out in the kitchen, as I've been relegated out to the back room here. But if you're new to the channel, welcome to the family. Thank you so much for your support and joining with us. We appreciate every single one of our subs. The really exciting thing too is to see people with comments on our videos. Just knowing that people watch the videos and enjoy them and give us a hello is fantastic. So just to let you know, we go through all the comments. We try to give a response back to them. We certainly appreciate every single person that comes in and supports. So we've got some goals to set. As I said, our channel was never about the numbers. It was very much about documenting our journey here for our future history and particularly for Harrison. But we'd certainly like to hit that 1K mark, but we're not far off the 500 mark at the moment, which is fantastic. I think we're up to about 492, which we're very, very excited about. So we are going to do a 500 sub giveaway once we hit there and hang on to there. YouTube's been doing those funny things with numbers where we got up to like 485 and then we dropped back down to 478 and then we got back up to 483 and then we got back up to 490 and then we're back to 485 and yeah, so it's doing those membership things that we're all used to. But I've got some lovely moderators in the chat. So if you want to share the links for people that are in here, please feel free and go ahead. Quick update on the farm. So we've got a chicken tractor project on the go at the moment, which is fantastic. That's been made out of an old tractor axle that we had from trailer axle. So we had an old trailer. We've taken the axle off that and put that together. Julianne's making that out of material that was around here. That's going to be finished today, and we've got some electric fence, portable electric fencing, so that we can get the chickens into the orchard. We've done some more work with the raised garden beds. So they're actually in the final position, which we'll do an update on there. Hint, hint, it's actually not in the place that Julianne was initially thinking. We've since changed them. I think we're up to about plan M on that one. We've been through A, B, C, and all the way down to M, but we've got them where we want them now, and they're going to do a really good job where they are once they get finished. We've had quite a few videos go up this week. People seem to be enjoying the one with the cows, just showing the process I go through with my tractor. That tractor has saved my life so many times since we got hold of that one, which has been it's just one of the best pieces of equipment that we have on the property, and one that we couldn't do without. So chat's going berserk. Great to see people talking, chatting with each other. As I said, support each other, visit each other's pages. Paula Wells dropping some links there. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. And it's great to have great moderators. And look, a channel is only as strong as the people that are in here and the people that support it. So we really, really appreciate it. Julianne's got some seeds in some punnets growing up. We've had the beetroot arrive, I think. Everything else, we're still waiting for the emergence. We've got 8 little baby chicks in a brooder at the moment, just outside our bedroom door. So they've actually been pretty good through the night. They don't seem to wake up and go chirping until the sun comes up. So they've actually been my alarm clock this week, which has been really cool. And we've got another 20 or so eggs in the incubator, trying to get a few more going. So we're trying to get a good flock of chickens set up, and getting this chicken tractor will be good. So it's just full steam ahead. 8 alarm clocks. They're fantastic. Yeah, and sawdust all over the floor. But hey, you're all homesteaders. You know what it's like. It's how it goes. Okay, so with that in mind, what I might do is I'm just going to bring our special guests in. I had this idea that we might grab this time slot on a Sunday morning, and we might bring in some channels, sort of our size and a little bit bigger, and just try to give an opportunity for people to showcase their channel. So first one I thought of was a great channel that I've jumped into their lives a few times. I've showed them the kangaroos at the work, and they've really enjoyed that. So we've got a few more programmed in for the next few weeks. But hey, if you're out there, if you want to jump on and do a live with us, please hit us up with an email, and we'll set it up. We're sort of committed to doing this for the next 5, 6, 8 weeks and just see how it goes. But 19 people in the chat already, and it's heartwarming to have that support, and having some people come in to see the channels that we're going to share. So the channel we're bringing in today is Boots and Bounty, and they're a fantastic couple, Casey and Stephen. Stephen, of course, with his name Stephen, he's the more sedate and dignified sort of half. Casey's the crazy one, but we'll bring them in now, and we'll go through a few questions and see what shenanigans we can get up to. And hopefully my internet is going to hold out. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to Sweeney's Creek Farm.
Thank you.
Let's see, there
we go. Well, welcome to Boots and Bounty Homestead.
Right.
You see all my fall decorations now?
Yeah. I said I'm not in the salubrious background that I'm normally used to, but I said I've been ejected out of the usual spots. The joy of having kids, eh?
Oh yeah. Ours is on the other side of the wall, so I had to get him to turn it down so it doesn't come through on the mic in here.
Yep, he's right behind that wall.
Yeah, cool. And here's the hard worker herself.
Is that the better half?
No. Oh, I get the comfortable chair.
He always gets the comfortable chair too.
Julianne, this is Casey and Stephen. This is Julianne, the hard worker of the channel.
Welcome.
I'm just going to sit here more.
Yeah, can you just bring that one note up? Another one note, sorry.
Oh yeah.
And just put that over here. So I'll just get my list of questions up so Yeah. I've got a short memory. I'm over 50 now. My memory's gone.
Hey, Terry.
Sorry about
Oop. Oh, gee, technology. Boy, you've got a
I
mouse.
just saw her
Oh,
mention last night.
that.
yeah.
Yay.
There we go.
That's what quite a few
Okay.
people said they would talk.
So, just as an introduction to your channel, whereabouts in the US are you guys located?
All right. We are on the eastern side, but we're in West Tennessee. We are right outside of Memphis. So if you guys know where Graceland is, it's about 45 minutes from here.
Elvis country.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's now I follow another channel in that area, Catfish Terry. I think he's in Tennessee as well. Yeah. And
A lot of them are over in East Tennessee. There's not a whole lot
Yeah.
in West Tennessee that I know of. A lot of them are in Middle and East Tennessee.
Okay. Yep. And so the and your family, how many kids?
We got 3 kids total. We got one. He's 19. He's grown, so he's out doing his own thing, doing school and working and all. And then we got a 14-year-old girl, and then we got the little dancing guy everybody loves is Logan, and he's 8.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And which one was the one that when I jumped on, you said, "Oh, Bomber Steve's in," and I heard the yell from the background. Bomber Steve, he's my favorite YouTuber.
That's Logan.
That's Logan.
He's on the other side of the wall in there.
Look,
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever forget your kangaroos at work.
Oh no,
Yes.
they're absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I get to hang around with them quite a bit. So actually, when I was looking at it, I thought, geez, I've got YouTubers out there like Dan TDM and Mr Beast, and I'm this kid's favorite YouTuber. So I took that as a real positive.
Oh yeah. And we did get your magnet, the magnet that you won. We did get that to Lane Berry.
Right. Yep.
Just sorry, one of the questions is, are you anywhere near Tim in Ridge Life, Tennessee?
Yeah, I was trying to get to that. Yeah, he's 30, 40 minutes away from us. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, it's
we
like
really
Memphis is in the corner, and then we're up to the right, but he's like the 90-degree angle that connects us. He's like right here, Memphis, and then us.
Cool. Yeah, we really like Tim. Tim does such a fantastic job supporting channels and sharing things around, and being a crazy dude. And yeah, he's really cool. He does a great job out, Timmy. So, what's the, if you'll get you to describe your farm? What's your farm layout like? Size? What have you got on there? Animals, focuses? What?
Tiny.
Give us a rundown. Little.
Weedle. And yeah, a lot of people come over and they're like, "You do all of this out of this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, of course." Mm-hmm. But no, we live in the older subdivision that was started back in the 70s. So it's basically just a dead end road, and it has, not close houses, but everybody's got probably a half to 1 acre of a lot. And so, of course, we're in the city and we do everything right out there. And we have multiple beds. We've got raised beds. We don't have any in-ground beds, but we do like center block beds. We've done 10 siding raised beds. We've done railroad tied beds. And then we've got the mineral bucket containers and stackable planters and anything else. We've got a little bit of everything.
Then the stuff out front.
Oh, we do the edible landscaping. So we use our front flower beds to decorate the house with food out front. And so we grow a lot of herbs out front. And the ones that are not perennials, so the annuals, I'm fixing to tear out, and I'm fixing to put in fall vegetables and stuff out front to decorate the front for fall and maybe over winter. So I'll still have all green edible stuff out front when everybody else's stuff is dead. So we just didn't want bushes and all that stuff out front where it couldn't do anything for us. And so I told Steven, I was like, well, we can make our own beds out front and use them as, part of our gardening too. So we make a lot out of the little that we got. Mm-hmm. And we have 16 chickens in the corner. And like in the corner lot, we just kind of built them like a diamond shaped run. And then we got a movable tractor that we were moving last year a little bit, but then we decided to park them
over the when it was so much rain and everything. It was
getting hard to move.
Difficult to move it around, just stopping it through the mud. So we decided just to park them until it dried out. And now we're working on another plan to redo that tractor into something more permanent until we get ready to move.
Yeah. Excellent. And look, that's just proof of the fact that you don't need a lot of land to be productive, so long as you're inventive and make, space efficient, and come up with, you've obviously come across challenges and, solved them in the best way that you can with the amount of space you've got there. And there's a lot of great channels out there on very small allotments and get a lot done.
He asked me, he said, how many gardens you going to put in, or how much stuff you going to make me build? I said, well, how much grass do you want to cut? I can take care of that.
Yeah. Having been on the lawnmower a couple of weekends ago, any reduction on grass to mow is a fantastic idea in my opinion. So,
yeah. But when you put in more of those beds, you increase the weed eating. So when you kind of swap something back, which one do you like the least?
Yeah.
Exactly. And he said I couldn't take the gardens in the front yard.
Oh no,
not going except for the flower beds. I get the flower beds and that's all. We're not putting anything else out front.
I actually taught at a school that used to have a garden kitchen program, and the gardener that actually looked at, and the kids would go out and garden every week, which was fantastic. But his philosophy on weed, because I said to him, "Oh, the weeds in the garden bed, do they do your head in?" And he said, "No, I love the weeds because they will extract nutrients out of soil that other plants really struggle to do." And he said, "You just you weed, you harvest them, and they go into either the chook pen or the compost heap, and they produce an organic material that's of use." So sometimes you've got to look at the challenges as opportunities.
That's right. That's right.
So how long ago has your channel been in operation, and what was the philosophy behind starting a YouTube channel? I know this one, you sort of had a couple of starts and a bit of change. So explain your journey.
Well, I started my very first video June 1st of last year. So we've been on here about a year and a half, almost a year and a quarter.
Yeah.
But when I started, it was basically because so many people had asked me so many questions on how to do stuff, or, could I teach them this? Could I teach them that? And I just, one, I don't have the time to teach everybody. And two, I knew darn good and well they wasn't going to show up. So I was like, I can do videos and put it on YouTube, and they can go watch it whenever they want to. And I don't have to plan my schedule around doing classes and all this and that. And although that's a good business opportunity, I just don't have that kind of time because I do work full time. So I was by myself because he told me, that's your project. You're going to do it.
We were busy as it was because I was going to school.
Yeah, I'm going
to college full time. Plus the kids were virtual when everything went crazy. So they were at home. So I was having to teach them plus their schoolwork. And then she was working full time. So we didn't really, in the garden and everything else, we didn't have time to take on something else, Yeah. But in the end, we made it work.
He said, if you're going to do it, it's going to be your thing. You're going to do all the videoing. You're going to do all the editing and put everything up. And I said, okay.
Well, it was a small thing when you started.
Yeah. So then come December when he got out of college, and I was done. I was fed up. I was not growing because in 7 or 8 months, I had 150 subscribers. And I'm like, what do these people do? How do they do this? How do you get subscribers? How do you get this information out there? And I was like, I'm not going to think that way. It's just going to be, I have my subscribers that watch. I'm going to put content out that they want to see. And the ones that stick, and whoever else wants to see it, they can come find it. So in December, he seen I was getting just fed up with it. It was just too much for me. And so he was out of school for the winter break. And So then he started helping me edit. And that's when we got, because I was doing everything on my phone in the beginning. All the editing, all the posting, and everything was on my phone because I didn't know there was any difference between the phone and getting on the computer. So then he got on there and he was like, we got to do something different and we got to figure this out. So then he started looking into Filmora and Canva and getting all this equipment, not equipment, but tools that we could use to, do better videos, do better postings and all that stuff. So I'm not tech savvy. This is my tech man. This is my in-house IT guy. So then he started taking over that part. And then once he started helping me in January, we jumped up a couple of hundred in a few months. And of course, then we've done a few meetups since then and gotten a few more people. So now we just broke 900. So he's helped out a lot. I got nowhere when I was on my own. So
it takes a village.
We're here now.
I was saying it's very similar sort of conversations that we've had too, isn't it?
I mean, just like running the farm. I mean, you got help, it's going to make it easier. It takes a village to run the show, and it's the same way with, YouTube's another job. I mean, the more you take on at one person, the harder it is. But I mean, if you got help, whether it be a friend,
kids can do now, what adults can't figure out what they can do on technology.
Get them out there and help too, or do that. I mean, more help, it just makes it better on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the moment you look at YouTube as a job, then it becomes a grind. So our focus of our channel was very much to document our journey, and we weren't going to go out and do anything different just to film it for YouTube. We're just going to do what we're going to do and film it and put it up, and the same thing, build it and they will come. And we get a bit disheartened sometimes with the sub numbers at times as well, but you just can't worry. As you said, you can't worry about the numbers. Do what you got to do. Appeal to people, and they'll come and join. And you don't want people here just for being here. You want a family. You want a community. You want people that are interested in your channel. So and that's why we certainly appreciate every single person we've got.
We've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage that never make it onto YouTube because we just film everything, and eventually we'll get to put it. Which is why the video of the time lapse of the kitchen, that was like, oh god, wow, 70 hours of footage in 7 minutes, and I just didn't get time to do anything with it. So I was like, time lapse, it's over, it's done, it's out there. So whatever.
And we both work.
We've decided to pretty much set down, like we video a whole bunch. I've got several videos that are fixing to come out. You're going to notice I'm wearing the same thing in all of them because I videoed like 7 or 8 of them in one day. Yeah. And then we sat down because Saturday's my big day. I can get a lot done on Saturday, and it's not a rush to figure out what I'm doing after work between supper and lives and dancing and getting the kids done for school and all that stuff. There's not a whole lot of time to split everything up. So Saturday and Sunday is my big day where I can really video a whole bunch of stuff that I've been trying to get out. And so all my next few videos are going to be in the same outfit. But we have found out that it's best on, like, if we can video everything on Saturday, we can edit on Sunday and schedule it to go out over the next week or two. And then that way it gives us enough time so we can do some smaller videos or longer projects or stuff during the week between already having everything scheduled, to where we can do like one big video of something, or, go ahead and do a bunch of small ones to get them planned out for later, or just save them when we don't have anything else. Because there are some things that we have videoed that are just scheduled for when we run out of stuff kind of time, and we can just kind of stick in there, and it's not really seasonal, but it's, we can just throw it out there quick and it's done. So we've kind of figured that little routine out.
Yeah, look, I think with YouTube and the algorithm, and also reaching people, it's about getting that consistency of content out. I mean, you don't have to be dropping something every day, but certainly 1 or 2 a week. And if there's any noise in the background, our French bulldog is on its back in the beanbag going absolutely nuts at the moment. Are you right there?
It's either French bulldogs, kids, or cows in the backgrounds of our videos at the moment. So we have a go up and I had bloopers. Every time I tried to speak, there was a cow that was just like a couple of feet away from me, and he was literally a baby, and he just keep on mooing every time I tried to say something. So
now I want to highlight a comment just a little bit earlier on. Just reminded me, there's a channel here called Me and You Acres, and I often go on and chat on their live as well. They're another fantastic channel. If you're not a member of Me and You, get over there and join them. They're fantastic. They made the comment before that they know about you guys and they've just sub to your channel. So everyone in the stream, if you're not a member of Boots and Bounty, get over there, have a look at their content if you like it. Sub, make sure you hit the like button and comment on a couple of videos and make your membership stick. We're all about community here and networking, and networking is a great way to strengthen your channel. We're all in here with similar ideas and similar needs, so look after each other.
And I see where she said that she's not going to chase, she's going to attract, whenever she is working on YouTube and stuff. And please do that. Don't go out there chasing, brown nosing and all that stuff. We've seen, and we have been on bigger channels that bigger channels did not help us, but I've seen where some people have gotten the bigger channels to help them. And in turn, it has hurt them because they don't have hours. They don't have consistent watching. The background to grow YouTube is not there, because they got all these subscribers, but they don't have the content that people are, particularly looking for, and they don't have the watch time. And, it's funny because, they may have 10,000 people, and then on a live, they've got like 20 or 30 people there. And that's pretty much all the people that are watching their videos, period. And I'm like, where's all these other people at? But I know all of our people are watching our stuff because we've hit like, 14 or 15,000 watch hours?
Almost 14,000
We've got 900 people. 901. We've got like 14 or 15,000 watch hours. I mean, we love you guys. We love you watching our stuff.
It's funny you should say that because we've noticed that even though we don't have a massive subscriber base, we have a big view base. And there's channels out there that have got 10 times the subscribers that we do, but get the same views. So I think you have to make sure that the content that you're putting up there is something that people want to watch, and you're not just out there trying to get subs, because subs doesn't mean anything. It's your watch hours and everything like that. So if people are
your subscribers have to watch,
you don't want them to be subscribed and just never watch any of your stuff, because they may as well not be subbed.
And as you know, once you're monetized, you've got to keep those watch hours up. So once you hit that magic 1,000, if you're not getting those watch hours and they drop off, well, it's not going to work for you. And the only way you're going to get that watch hours is keeping up good quality content and be appealing to people. And that's we invest a fair amount of time in our videos. Like you guys, we like to edit them up and make them appealing and get some good music. I mean, I spend I get a lot of satisfaction finding that perfect bit of music that just matches what you're doing. And
like the cow video, I felt like we're in a rodeo or something. G'day, man.
That was an unashamed attempt at appealing to the Southern American country viewers. So it's definitely been banjo. Future plans for your channel and your farm. What's your 1 year, 5 year, or 10-year plan?
Short term, I mean, we're just getting new. We already got plans, got seeds ordered and stuff for we've already planted some fall crops. We have some more stuff that we want to get planted. And we've already planned stuff that we want to plant next spring, because of course you got to plan ahead, because some of that either you start indoors as seeds to get ready to move out,
or the biennials,
and you don't have to worry about it. And like I said, we're planning on redoing the chicken pen, and we have some more ideas we want to do, but we know that in 3 or 4 years we're planning on moving.
We're in limbo. We're in that limbo stage where we can't do too many permanent things here because we know we will be moving. But when and where we're gonna be moving is still up in the air, because we may have some family land, or we may have to go find our own, or it's all gonna determine the timing of how everything's gonna fall out. And Of course, we got to get him graduated so he can grow up and get a real job and all that good stuff.
And running our channel and everything else is not a full-time job.
Yeah, well, we told him, that if we, were to, because as most of you know, I know a lot of people in here, as most of you know, we are in the backgrounds doing a website, and that is on the verge of being published. We're really working hard on getting it published and making it look good. We're not doing a generic run-of-the-mill throw pictures up and that's all you get, click click click. We're not trying to do that. We're trying to make it like a real business website, just appealing to the eyes, pretty much.
But it'll be for products, and that's the whole point.
This is going to be for a lot of the background stuff that you don't see on YouTube, because we do have a small little herbal products business, and a lot of you have either won something, one of those on our lives or something like that. Well, we want to be able to have a website where you guys can go and see what we have and get our merch and wear our cute little t-shirts and all that good stuff. So we're in the midst of doing that, and we had talked about, well, if that was to take off and YouTube and just everything kind of comes together, he might just have a full-time job here at home and just run that, because we can't both be working full-time jobs and run YouTube and the website work and the website, and I sew and do alterations as a second job hobby kind of thing, and we there's not enough hours in the day. But anywho, we have several plans that are coming out for the channel, different ideas of I'm a big fan of series, because I'm not an entertainer. I'm not and I say this as I'm not a person that does like day in the life kind of stuff, because we don't have the farm everybody else has, and you're not going to watch me cook the same meals over and over and over when I've got videos out there, and you just like eating them. And so my life is pretty boring. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to teach you, because it's a lot of the run-of-the-mill kind of stuff. So I'm not an entertainer in that way, but I like to do series. Like we've got the Subscriber Saturday that we've got going on, and that's going to be a continuous thing. Our subscribers can send us recipes, and I will do a video on the recipe and post it on Saturday for our Subscriber Saturdays. And then over the summer, we did like the farm fresh garden to table cooking, because a lot of new gardeners are, they've got all this food and they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to cook it. They don't know how to use it, because they've never had a grocery store in the backyard. And so I went through like the fresh eating kind of cooking series kind of thing this summer, along with, what's going on in the garden and all that. So now I've got a couple of things I'm fixing to do over the winter time, where I'm going to expand on teaching stuff other than food and garden, because there's more to just homesteading. It's being on the being on like the prep steader kind of side of it, I guess you could say. It's not really prepping, but you still got to learn how to use and what to do with other things other than just food and growing it. So that's where I'm going to kind of change it during the winter time. Since there's not a whole lot growing, I'm going to come inside and teach other stuff inside. So be looking for that.
You say that people don't want to see you, cooking meals, whatever, but just keep this in mind that, you've got a lot of followers and more followers now in Australia. And there are many things about American cuisine that we don't understand. Things like chicken and waffles and biscuits and gravy and chitlins and all things like that. So
biscuits and gravy just hurt my feelings.
What?
We don't get those things. So you've got a bit of a niche audience there, to explain those. And I suppose that's leading into my next question. What does a weekly meal plan look like at Boots and Bounty? Because it looks different in every country. Is it whatever way or
you get a refrigerator?
Well,
what's some usual meals that you would have?
I do. Okay, so the kids, they go to school, they eat during the week at school, and If I just keep talking, he won't have no room to talk, right?
I don't have to because what I say is going to end up on the blooper reel. So that's what happened. We have a folder of bloopers that we've been putting aside from all of our videos that we've cut out, and then we'll just move it over. So eventually there will be a blooper reel too. So that's where I come in, on the blooper reel.
Yep. Oh look.
Yeah. We started to on some of ours, like when she's about dropping the camera, just out of the blue, you'll just see the camera and it'll just hit the ground, and I was cutting it out. And she said, "Leave it." She said, "It happened. So what?"
Have either of you come unstuck with a string line and done a dirt dive like I did, or
no?
I've done a what?
Yeah,
he got took out. He knows that.
I got my feet caught in a string line and went face first into the dirt.
Oh, yeah.
I showed him that.
Yeah.
It's provided entertainment right around the globe for hundreds of people. It's been if you can't laugh at yourself, you've got to look at yourself. I'm just going to call out Brenda Baker here. I can be quiet. There's a comment there. It's the first time I've seen Bomber Steve beat. I'm just being the interviewer. This is Boots and Bounty's opportunity, so I've got to not be verbose. Yes, you be quiet too. Okay, so we've got a bit of an idea on your homestead and your farm.
We'll tell Tammy
I'd like to hear about it. What do you like to do for hobby? What do you do for socializing, for relaxing? What's your go-to thing? And I think the boots is part of this. I believe.
Yeah, we line dance is a big part, and we have a playlist on our channel that we break them down step by step, tutorials on how to do the dances, and then we have a separate video where it puts it to music at full speed, so you can you practice at home, because we started teaching before everything got shut down last year, and then some people were like, when we would go dance places, they asked if we had a place to teach, and we're like, no, we don't.
Well, we did, but it was too far for them to drive.
Well, that place closed.
And that closed, yeah.
So we didn't have anywhere. So our idea was, how about we record them and put it on there, and then people can learn at home. That
was our last year winter project kind of thing. We started videoing the line dances so we could teach, because we didn't have a whole lot growing in the garden. I mean, lettuce is pretty boring to watch grow. So I was like, well, we could video the line dances, because in the wintertime you don't have anything else to do. You go out line dance, and people are like, hey, I want to learn. And so that was our thing of getting it out there and teaching them how to line dance. So we do that all together.
Yeah.
And then of course y'all know I cook, and
that's what she does for fun. She cooks.
I do. I like to do new recipes and stuff. Hence back to the meal planning. It pretty much is whatever is growing in the garden or whatever I've got in the refrigerator. I do a lot of dump and goes and stuff like that. I don't.
That doesn't sound good. Dump and goes?
I dump and goes. When you say it, I hear it, but you know what I mean. Shut up. We like if we fix like rice or something, my daughter usually cooks like a double batch or something, because she has rice. She has no sense of how much it's actually going to make when she makes something. It's either way too little or way too much. So like if we have extra rice or something, we'll put it in a container, put it in the refrigerator, and then I'll use it in another meal during that week. But I never know what we're going to have, pretty much. I don't know. I just kind of.
That's going to be stuck in my head. Dump and go.
Sorry. But yes, whatever we've got, coming out of the garden or whatever. Yeah.
She doesn't plan it. It's not.
That's gonna have to be a T-shirt. It's gonna be dump and go now.
That's for next month.
No.
Be a garden, and then put it like a stove underneath it, a countertop with it. Okay.
Oh Lord, Miss Brenda, stop it.
All right. Question without notice to Stephen. It's your birthday coming up, and Casey's going to cook you something for your birthday. What's your all-time favorite thing she cooks that you'd request?
Is it going to be breakfast or is it going to be supper?
Let's say supper, which I think that's
breakfast.
dinner. Yeah. So there's more terminology. We don't say supper over here.
Evening meal. Yeah,
the evening meal.
Whatever you call it.
Is it the first meal or what you eat before you go to bed?
Just answer the question. Don't make it complicated. Told it sit on the counter.
Let's do the whole day. Give me a perfect day of cooking from Casey. What?
This could last a couple days. Let's see. It could probably be for like breakfast. She said dump and go. If it was breakfast, it would probably be like fried eggs, biscuits, gravy.
Oh my God.
And then very rare, she'll make chocolate gravy, which is off a recipe that come from my grandmother that she would always make. It was a dessert for breakfast. Instead of white gravy, it's made out of chocolate. So it's like a chocolate gravy you put over biscuits.
It's a soupy pudding. Julian's like, Look at Yeah, I don't make them.
The cultural differences are becoming very apparent already.
Okay, for lunch. What would you have for lunch?
For lunch? Lately, it's going to be, I'm seeing my favorite is, we'll skip lunch.
Lately, it's been sandwiches.
It's like a grilled cheese. That's actually one of my favorites you've done lately. It's like a grilled cheese, but with meat on it. So I guess it'd be more
and
like
a fried egg.
So I guess it'd be like a patty melt with an egg on it.
Yep.
That's what I'd call it. It's the closest thing you can get. That's pretty good.
I just throw stuff together.
And I guess for supper, it would either be, I think, meat and potato casserole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like ground beef and potatoes with my own cream of mushroom that I make. It's like a casserole.
Yeah.
That's your favorite.
Yeah.
We have one or two slow cookers here, and I love doing. I don't have 7. I've got 7. We've got 7 slow cookers here, so I love casseroles done in the slow cooker.
Now you know why I'm here. It's to moderate his lying. So
keep him straight.
We're very big on appliances here that make life a bit difficult. So yeah.
We are.
To be fair, Julianne used to have a cafe and she had a few slow cookers there, so that was where another 2 or 3 came from. But the other 3 or 4 are mine. So.
My only thing is I have a really, really large industrial combi oven in our main kitchen, so that's my toy. So that's what I play with all the time. So yeah.
Now, I'm just going to do a little shout out. Dad's from my Aussie kitchen, garden and kitchens in the house.
Hey, Dad.
Aussie channel. He's mad as a upset dingo, but he's a good bloke. So if you're not a member of his channel, go over and support him. We love Dad. Put out a good video.
We didn't get to Stephen's hobbies besides line dancing. What's your hobbies? Because
my hobbies?
Because look, here's my list. Here's Stephen's list.
She's like, you didn't fill out your
hobbies are still blank.
She said you didn't fill out your hobbies. What are your hobbies? I was like, you know what?
I'm gonna wing it.
I'm gonna wing it because that's what I do. When we do our lives, we don't come up with questions, and we just shoot from the hip, kind of. Let's just see what happens, because it's always an exciting time here. You never know what's going to happen or who's going to say something or what Logan's going to say. Because even Casey said earlier, she said, why, when you open your mouth, do we not record what comes out of your mouth and use that for footage?
He is so funny, so random.
But as far as hobbies, I mean, my free time is either playing with the kids, which is rare, or it's working on Boots and Bounty stuff. It's being, working, doing a social. I enjoy doing that because that's the whole point, is getting to know people, networking with people, talking with people. That's my part of it, which is more on the back end that, a lot of people don't see is, the editing, the tech side, most of the time in the lives and the Facebook posts and stuff like that. If you're seeing, Boots and Bounty in there, 9 times out of 10, it's me.
I don't post nothing.
It'll say her name, but it's not hers.
It's not me.
And I see you have a Mr. Boots and Bounty channel that you're often in the chat as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, so they could tell who they're talking to.
So the one, if that was for sure, and when I would go in some, and you can only watch so many channels.
So is it Stephen or Casey?
Yeah.
Or they would say Casey. Then it felt kind of awkward carrying on the conversation that they think
they think
her.
it's me. Yeah.
So I was like, no, I think I'll just do my own, and it has it as a commenter, not for content, but just as a commenter. So we could split it up and then be able to reach and watch and talk to more people.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I mean, we go into as many lives and channels as we can, and it's just a matter of introducing yourself, and the amount of people. I go into a lot of lives.
Randomly, like he gets up before me. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night person, and I'll get up and I'll like scan through channels, and I'm like, oh, Stephen's live on someone else's channel. That's obviously what he's doing today. So I want to know for the lives. So. Yeah.
But that's the power of the lives, though, and the power of YouTube. Like, we've met so many people, great people that you'd never have an opportunity to meet and get to know, and as you said, networking. Networking is one of the key strategies for building your channel. It's about, putting yourself out there and letting people know you, and vice versa.
Right.
But I was going to say, Stephen, your hobby would probably just whatever Casey says to do, is it?
For what? My job?
Your hobbies.
Your hobby.
Your hobbies are whatever you get told to do. So, yeah.
Whatever I have time, just I want to do this, and this. I was like, well, I want to do this, but did you want that? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and take care of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm the opposite. I just go, I'm doing this. So, yeah.
I mean, I try to do it as we.
Yeah.
I don't do anything by myself. He's always tagging along.
Actually, Down Under Fuller made the comment on one of the videos earlier today with Steve not actually doing any of the work there, just letting Julianne do it. But as you see from a lot of our videos, we both get involved with it. But Julianne is extremely handy and has done a lot of house renovations and has a good skill set. So
19 houses.
Yeah.
19. Ugh.
Sometimes the best thing I can do is stay the hell out of the way.
The best thing you can do is know your strengths from each other, and then be able to build on the other strengths, and where you're not, you got to learn that balance, and that's just not in a channel, but that's in a marriage or in a relationship or a workplace or something like that. I mean, that's the whole thing that makes it work. And she knows about gardening, and she knows her dad raised her up teaching her those things, so she would be able to provide for her family and herself.
That's why we live.
And that's just the way he grew up too, and he passed it on to her. Well, I didn't grow up with gardening and all that, so it is new for me. So I learned a lot by doing the editing stuff. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
that's why you do that.
Oh, okay. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, you remember when you said so? I didn't know that. Okay. So he learns as watching my videos too.
Yeah.
But that's just her strength. So I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm more comfortable doing the technical stuff, whether it's the editing or reading stuff or reading about tags and SEOs. And she's like, I don't care, just fix it.
Do it.
He keeps me from tearing the computer up because I will chuck it out the window. I'm done.
So that's my thing, and then that's hers. So that's why it takes both.
Yeah.
Well, we were sort of had the opposite problem. Julianne's also Julianne used to be a systems administrator with a big firm, and has you could call her a computer head if you like. She has amazing skills there, but we only have the one laptop with the editing software. So we've just acquired another laptop for Julianne now. So it's basically doubled, if not tripled, our output.
I acquired a laptop, my son's second-hand laptop that, I bought a laptop for me to video edit, and he stole it.
It's on his gaming table right
So
there.
I got his second-hand one, and the screen was broken, and I'm like, well, I can't do much editing around that's broken screen. So, no, it's much handier. So, but I suppose I could be called a tech head, 13 years in IT. So, yeah.
Which is good.
It doesn't matter as long as you can take care of business.
Yeah. And did you make a comment a while? You've got a number of devices there, like you've got about 4 or 5 that you do your work on, or?
Well, we have different ones for different things. Like this is a desktop here, and that has the editing software for the videos and stuff that we do, and when we're making thumbnails and all, we do all that stuff on here. because it's one central place. So she, you know, we're videoing stuff. She can come in. She can, you know, it's got a card reader and all that stuff. So, you know, we can pull it off and take care, you know, keep everything in one place. It's not this room, that room, here, there. What did you do with that? We all know it comes into this one room. Well, then I've got a computer in another room that is
in my sewing room.
That's the sewing room. I get one wall of her sewing room.
It's a quarter office and 3/4 sewing room.
No, it's not. I didn't have anything at the time to put over there, so let's put you over there. Because I was upstairs, and I don't even know what that room was supposed to be. There's no window. There's no vent.
It's like a
storage, I guess.
8 by 10 little closet with no windows, and
it was horrible.
It's just an empty room, just 4 walls.
And there's no vent, so it was always cold. It was always hot. So I was like, you know what? I'm coming downstairs, and the only place we could find to put me in was in there. So then we have a computer in there, and that's where I do my school, and that's where I do all my other stuff.
Well, originally the kids had there's one long computer desk right here on this wall, and there's 2 TV monitors, because when the kids went virtual last year, they each got their own computer. We put Logan on the laptop with the TV monitor, and then we did this computer here. Well, then they went back to school, and so we designated this one, since it was already set up, as the YouTube, you know, editing office kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so we still got the TV right there, but he's got the laptop in his office, and he does all that in there. So yeah, we got several devices.
Yeah, and look, that just makes life easier.
It does. We were down to one, and that was rough when we just had the one, because my laptop that I've had since I started college died. Like right before I was going to go back to the semester, it died like a week beforehand, and I didn't have the money to replace it. So we were all trying to function on this one computer, which, I mean, some people will say that's a good problem to have. At least I had one, you know, to back up with. But, you know, anyone that does content knows
it takes time
to edit videos and put it out on top of, you know, Zoom meetings for class and doing this and doing that and trying to circle around each other. And it was just a big headache.
Yeah. So just for people out there that are looking for ideas on software that can help them, what programs or websites do you use in your video production? What's something that people can look at if they're looking to do things better? I use Camtasia on mine. Julianne uses DaVinci. We use Canva online for our thumbnails. But what resources?
We use Canva for the thumbnails, and then we use Filmora to do our editing.
Yep.
Yeah, and I have a Canon M50. Camera that I do all my video on, and then we just take the card out and then put it in the computer and then do all the editing on the Filmora.
Red, answer your question. Yeah, they're in Australia.
Yeah.
Yes, Red, we're in Central Victoria. Southern state.
They asked it above, but we didn't catch it fast enough.
The next question is, if you had the opportunity, would you like to come to Australia? What is there anything in Australia that you're interested in seeing, or what is it that you like about Australia?
I'd like to go just somewhere different. Me personally, I have traveled some.
We'll come see you.
Right. I was in the military, so I did travel some, and I did deploy when I, was in. So I did go to Germany, and I did go to Kuwait and Iraq, stuff like that. So I've been to the Middle East. I've been to Europe. As far as her, before we got together, she hadn't really left the state, much less think of traveling anywhere. So for us, as long as we can do it together, we're pretty much game to go anywhere. I guess
the farthest I've been was to Pryor, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Pryor.
To the meetup. That's the farthest I've been western or towards the west, because we live on the east side of the United States. Mm-hmm. So we went right to the middle of the United States, and that's as far as I got. And then we've been all the way to the East Coast and then down to Florida. So just right down here in our little bottom quarter of the corner of the U.S. That's as far as I've been.
So yeah, we would. I would love to come visit. I mean, if it was a possibility, like I've always wanted to see the Opera House.
Of course, everybody wants to go to Sydney.
Well, I mean, I would have wanted to start there, you know, and be able to experience that because it's
See, look at Julianne. She's like, and see, it's like you know, people want to come here and go to Graceland, go to Memphis, and we're like,
we live here.
Y'all the same thing.
We've never been there. I don't. But it's just I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in this. To see it in person, I think would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a stunning building. It's amazing. But yeah, starting in Sydney is a good idea because then you can go. It gets better afterwards as you go around the rest of the There's a lot of interstate rivalry between Victoria and New South Wales. We love our New South Wales people. We're just joshy. Australians have an affinity for stirring each other. So
I think it's different. If you want to visit a city, then Sydney.
Oh, Sydney's fantastic.
Melbourne is a cultural, like which is where we're closer, is very culturally diverse. But then I would suggest people go out of the cities and actually see what like real Australia's like.
Yeah. And
that's what I want to do. Is go out and see the, you know, I don't know if you guys have hills or whatever, you know, but see the different scenery.
Countryside.
What kind of plants do you got growing? You know, I want to see the wild herbs on the side of the road. I'll go foraging.
Well, that's like we enjoyed when Steve did the walk around. He didn't just show us the kangaroos that day. He was going around and showing us plants and trees. Yeah. And that was we thought that was really cool. And, you know, not only him being able to share that with us, but it was during our live and being able to share it with the people that was on our, because they're like, dang, this is really cool. And, you know, it's totally different and it's very informative.
Yeah, look, and, you know, our ecosystems are quite unique. I mean, Australia is separated from the rest of the continents, you know, millions of years ago. We've been isolated for so long. So our plant life and our animal life has evolved differently to the rest of the world, which, it's pretty amazing.
And it's not all scary.
No, we play that up a fair bit actually, just to basically.
They have bears and coyotes and, you know, bobcats and, you know, those feral opossums, and they're afraid of our little snakes.
We have drop bears and yowies. And
stop it.
Yeah, that was funny.
And we have snakes in every backyard and stuff like that. So.
Well, I would like to say that people say, do you have kangaroos? We have one about 10 foot away from our house, and they graze just out this window. That's really, really annoying. They
out of the toilet.
Oh no! Come out of the toilet.
They do, but not down in this part of Australia. So up in northern they have big pythons and they chase frogs, and the frogs come in through the septic system, and then the snakes come in following them. So it happens a bit, but I might have played up how often it happens and how widely it happens.
Just played it up just a little bit.
just a smidge.
I believe a word he says. He loves having a go at people. He loves winding people up, and you know. Yeah. Anyway.
That's funny.
Now I wanted to just go back to something you said. What branch of the military did you serve in, Stephen?
I was in the Army.
Yep. And active service?
Yes, I was in 5 years.
Well, thank you very much for your service, and I'm sure your country, or hopefully your country, appreciated it. So I have a big soft spot. I'm a military history guy, and I do tabletop wargaming. I have a lot of respect for returning servicemen. So, just wanted to recognise that contribution that you made.
He probably knows more about American history than most Americans. He's not a guy. He's a nerd, a military nerd. So.
That's okay. I mean, that's knowledge, though. That's it. That's, you know, a passion of his, and he should know, you know. And
history always repeats itself.
Oh, it's going to circle back around in one form or another. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, look. You know, my philosophy is that, you know, it's critical that we know the history and we know the truth of what happens, and so that, you know, we can move forward and hopefully not repeat the mistakes. And it also allows us to understand each other. So big question. Do you like Vegemite? Have you tried Vegemite? Do you like it?
No.
So back to that live we were on earlier.
We were on a live with Shadow Scout Swede.
No clue what
And
Vegemite is.
they came up in conversation then because Harvey Black 2 was on there, and
I hadn't seen him in there yet.
Auslander was in there, and they asked the big question of, would we try a big spread of that? I'm like, I don't even know what that is. What the heck is that?
We've seen other people try it, but they just said it was gross, or they didn't mind it or whatever. But
they never said
never said what it was or what it tasted like or anything. Well, then we got a description today.
I was like,
I'm good.
I think I'm good. I think I'll go without that meal.
But he described it. He described it like a crushed up vitamin B tablet.
It's sort of it's a yeasty sort of beefy sort of salty taste. So yeah, it's got quite a strong flavor.
Different tasting feels than we do.
Extremely very high in vitamin B and vitamins.
Y'all pills must taste different than our pills.
We just have plain pills. You just swap it down, you're good.
So there it is. So that is on my breakfast just about every morning.
It's like a thick layer, or is it just like a thin layer to give it some flavor?
Oh God.
Oh dang. That was like tar.
Oh my God.
Don't ever eat that. Don't like.
Well, I was going to say, how you guys eat jelly and jam and things, and you put it on about an inch thick.
Don't do that.
Do not do that with that. You have to put it on like it's radioactive. So just a little smear on your toast, and it's really nice. Well, I think it's really nice.
Tastes like beef, but
melted
really
cheese on top of Vegemite takes a lot of the salty flavor out.
I don't do salty.
Who said that? That's not
City Girl Country Heart.
Well,
isn't that? Jeez, that's a bit.
Is that the same as Marmite?
No, Marmite. Ugh, no.
Marmite is an aberration. It's a knockoff copy, and it's.
Okay, because they were saying that it was kind of the same earlier.
Well, it's a similar thing. So if you see it, it's
they're
close.
similar. Yeah. They're similar in the same way that a really bad ham is similar to bacon. It's.
Say drops comment right there. I'd rather lick my truck tires than swallow that.
Well, the person we were watching earlier, the Auslander, he said that he mixes it with like barbecue sauce for like when he grills.
Just a hint, just
and
a little.
That little tangy,
Yep.
It's good in stews as well. If you put it in a stew, it gives it a little bit of a tang. So yeah.
Some people will smear their lamb roast with Vegemite and then roll it in herbs, so it gives a sort of a flavouring, but it also gets the herbs sticking to the outside of the lamb roast. And yeah, I've seen that.
Because that'll stick to anything.
It is a bit tarish like, but yeah. Adam from Silhouette Park, he eats it by the spoonful, but he's just insane. Aussies don't eat it that way. It's a bit of a smear. So I might have to see if I can send some over to you so you can have the delectable delight of having it.
Mountain Grandma Tammy said that she had just wrote a song for all the veterans and uploaded it to her channel last night.
Awesome.
I'll try and find that. Sorry.
It was up about 3 minutes ago, 7:01. Well, it says 7:01 for us, but it's about 3 minutes ago.
Red, it's Vegemite. It's based on a yeast extract. So the original, how it was originally designed was there were a lot of breweries in Australia, and the beer barrels would have a yeast coating on the inside of the barrel, and so they were looking for ways to make use of it. So they basically scraped it out, and this guy manipulated for a while and added different things to it and came up with Vegemite. So it's actually not made with that base material anymore, but it's basically a brewer's yeast extract. Yeah, it's good stuff.
B12 rich.
I think because there's some Bounty, just drop them in and we'll put them up on the screen because I'm sort of making my way through.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments. It's quite as I've ever been. Can we put some of that Vegemite?
You can order it on Amazon.
Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon, I think. So
Yeah, I've seen it for sale in Walmart as well.
What, really?
Yeah, from time to time. Yeah.
Should sell it at Walmart too. I don't think I've ever seen
We
that.
honey, we ain't looked for no Vegemite at Walmart. We ain't gonna know if it's there.
Hang on, let's see.
He gonna Google it.
That could be something you can add to your cooking repertoire. Like it could be a good. Stephen could really enjoy Vegemite.
Yeah, okay. So you send me a recipe using Vegemite, and I will throw it up for my subscriber Saturday.
The cool. I'll do something. I'll find it. The key to it too is your ratio of butter to Vegemite.
It ain't in store.
One. So good amount of butter on your toast and a little bit of Vegemite is the way to go.
No.
Yeah, see, it's not in our store.
They don't have it in our store. It says
Can't find it.
No found.
Yeah, I have seen it in.
I think Walmart here in the U.S. don't sell it.
Amazon, it's all over Amazon. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's a squeezy bottle too, so you can put the bottle to your mouth and just squeeze it straight in. I wouldn't recommend you do that.
She said no.
Not as the first go, that's for sure.
The plant turned into tar. Is it created in a lab? Oh God. Tammy, you're funny.
So another interest of mine, something I can't do anything without music. So what styles of music do you guys like?
Country.
Oh, we like. I mean, it's a good mix, and I always say you got to watch. You know, when I play music out somewhere, because I never know what song's going to pop up. Because if I play it's going to play everything that puts up.
He's got bluegrass and club music and Motown and
country
and rock and roll, and
it depends on the song, depends on the beat. I mean, there's different times you want to hear different things. If you're just out driving or something, cruising, you just want a good little beat song to listen to. If you're working in the yard, you don't want to hear some slow music or something. You want to need something with some little giddy up to get you to do something.
Yep. Yeah, no, I grew up as a metalhead and a headbanger, and I still love my metal. But I think as you get a bit older, your tastes sort of broaden, and you get to appreciate some extra music. I've got a very wide selection of music, but it doesn't go into some genres. we part company.
He's got this speaker in the bathroom, and we've got a rather large bathroom, and it's full of tiles, so it really.
Oh God!
Really, and all of a sudden he's like in the shower, and you hear this and I'm sure he's in there headbanging because he goes the whole house, and it's I'm trying to work, and he's there with Metallica or
a shower with Judas Priest turned up to 10 is
11
or 11 in some cases. Yeah, is the only way to go. Yeah. Yeah, but we like a little bit of country as well. Julianne's a big Garth Brooks fan, and I like a lot of his playlists. So, yeah.
I've got good taste. I mean, in singing.
We just went to a Garth Brooks concert in July, August, something like that. But it's part of his stadium tour. And the stadium that he went to was in Nashville, and it's about 3 hours from us. So we have family house about an hour and a half from here. So we drove there, and then we drove into Nashville. Well, we get there, and they were doing the Grand Ole Opry live during this concert. They had the stage set up and everything. So they were doing the Grand Ole Opry live. He had tons of people there. He opened up with Chris Young as part of the Grand Ole Opry, because the Grand Ole Opry was his opening act.
Yeah.
And the night before, Morgan Wallen had done a concert with Luke Bryan.
It was Luke Bryan's concert. He had all the other big names there.
Yeah, he had like 3 big names there with him. And they were all supposed to come be a part of the Grand Ole Opry. So, I mean, it was just huge people after huge people that were supposed to be there. We heard Chris Young sing 2 songs. We heard Emmylou Harris, bless her soul. I can't stand her, but she did a duet with Trisha Yearwood. And as they finished their song, a storm rolled in. and there was thunder and lightning off in the distance, and they made us all move to the corridors that go around the little tunnels at the stadium. So we were forced to all go up there, and it was 90 plus something degrees. It was hot as Hades. And we were all shoved up in the little hallway that goes around the stadium. There was no airflow. People were passing out left and right because they were getting too hot. And anyways, needless to say, bless you. And so needless to say, an hour and a half after we were all shoved in there together, they canceled it. And then a month later, he decided that they couldn't get all the vendors and everything back together to be able to do a stadium or that stadium concert. Like, because you got to schedule people to come and do all the vendors and all that stuff, and security and police officers. They got to get all that stuff set up to do a concert, and he couldn't get everybody back together, so he just canceled it. So we didn't get to see Garth, but we got to see Garth in Memphis
like 4 years ago.
Almost 4 years ago. And we said if he ever come close enough that we could get tickets, then we would take the kids with us. So the kids, everybody got to go with us, and then it rained out and got canceled because it was thundering and lightning, and it rained its butt off, and it was bad. But we got t-shirts. We were there.
And we started to sing Garth Brooks songs, and
we were all standing up there around the stadium. We were all singing Garth Brooks song, thinking he might come out. We were trying to coax him out, but he didn't come out.
No.
And we were thinking
he wasn't gonna get wet.
And we were thinking that when it was thundering and lightning, we thought that he was gonna come out singing Thunder
Rolls.
Would have been a great lead-in for that song, but
right.
It was perfect.
Yeah. Oh, look, if Garth ever manages to get out to Australia, I know someone that will have the first ticket that's printed. So, anyone listening got contact with Garth Brooks, tell him to get his butt over here.
That's it. I'll send him a text now.
Yeah, cool. That'd be good. Yeah. I mean, here's how much I get stirred up. Julianne sent me a link to a concert that's coming up in Melbourne, coming up soon. Say, do you want to go to this one? No, good on you. Who was it?
Snoop Dogg.
They don't sing a song during a live stream.
Oh, right.
Copyright.
If you're not going to go to a Snoop Dogg concert. I can't see. Anyway. Each their own. Everyone loves their own music. That's
right.
Yeah. It'll be a boring world if
me and you asked if either y'all or us are on TikTok, and we are not.
We
will not get on TikTok. We won't do it. Keeping our kids safe.
But she is on Instagram. So we are on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And Pinterest.
Yeah, TikTok is a really interesting platform. It's got some really good stuff, and it's got some really awful stuff. It's I certainly wouldn't. I wouldn't say anyone that has a concern about going on there. I hear what you're saying. So it has some interesting stuff on there. Some pretty funny stuff. But it's not It's definitely not the platform of YouTube, that's for sure. And I know we all complain about YouTube from time to time. It does some interesting things, but it's a pretty stable and safe and great way to share with everyone.
Mountain Grandma Tammy, Grammy Tammy. Yeah, you can look it up under my name. It's not him. It'll be under my name. My last name Davis. You'll be able to look it up on there.
Now you mentioned your merch that you have in your merch store. I mean, that's something, a direction we're going to head to as well at some stage.
She said what now?
Well,
I think we have to, but
she said, "Excuse me."
We've got our logo at the moment. It's just sort of like a placeholder one. We designed that, so we might look at revamping that at some stage and doing a merch store, but sometime in the future.
Our spare time.
In the future,
yeah, right. When you're doing a website and stuff too, right?
Yeah. That one. Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah.
So unfortunately, I had to wear another channel there because I see your Boots and Bounty shirt, but my one of that didn't arrive in the mail yet. So I'm just wondering, I would have loved to have wore a Boots and Bounty shirt, but
we actually tried to look y'all up to send y'all something. Literally,
we've
did.
been talking about it, seriously.
And we went to both channels and we couldn't find an address or a PO box or anything to send you one.
I think we've only just got a PO box.
Just got our PO box.
So we can't surprise you if you don't have it listed.
Yeah, because it was meant to be a surprise ahead of time before this was even discussed.
Yeah.
And it just didn't come to fruition. I looked and looked. I'm like, well.
Oh, well, then that's my fault.
Mom or Steve's just going to have to do without because he can't get it.
As I said, I stumbled onto your channel a while ago and jumped onto a few lives, and I've really enjoyed coming on your lives and chatting with you and showing you a few things. And as I said, I don't join in and support channels unless I feel a connection to the people and enjoy their content. So it was sort of just a natural connection there, I think. So.
It's our name. It's because we're both Steves,
I was going to say, the Steven connection is certainly.
Well, now see, they're talking about a lot of Mikes being on YouTube, and it's funny because Simply Jane calls Steven Mike because she never could remember his name.
Oh yeah.
So she just like, hey, Mike. So if y'all ever think she's calling him by the wrong name, she's doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
So like, that's not Mike, that's Steven. Or am I crazy? Have I lost my mind? I thought his name was Steven. No, she's calling him Mike for a reason.
It's evidence of having a mother with no imagination. No, I'll just go with Steven. Yeah.
Right.
Here it's Mike, obviously, I guess.
It was a very popular name in the late 60s over here. So, yeah.
That just shows you how old he is.
We are clean up out of the 80s.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm approaching 21 for the third time. That's all.
Yeah. That's okay. I like that idea.
Okay, so for those people that want a post office box of Sweeney's Creek Farm, it is now in the description on the channel.
There we go.
As is our email address. So if there's any channels out there that would like to be involved with this and come on board with us on a Saturday night and share your channel and have a chat with us, we're looking for other channels to come in, and we'd like to do our little bit to connect
yesterday. Look at Daz's comment.
Jan asked people to call him Mike yesterday. She started that at the picnic that we went to last month. That's funny.
Another great channel from Melbourne, Down Under Farm and Forge. Darren, a big supporter of our channels, actually been on the property here and helped us out with a few projects. So welcome, Darren.
Yeah,
we're just about to wind up. So it's not that you're in the room that we're leaving. So Darren is a one of the best stirrers of me that you'd ever come across in your life.
It's a love-hate relationship. It's all in love, though. So
it's all good. Daz, if you want to come on with us one week, you'd be more than welcome to. My Aussie Garden and Kitchen. Daz has got some great videos.
He'll tell us all about Victoria. Good, because we need to know more about where we've lived for the last, But Daz, we'd love to have you on. We'd actually love to have you in our house, in our kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Yeah, I gave an offer to come down and we'll cook something together. It'd be great. Yeah. He recently put up a fried rice recipe, and it looks pretty darn good.
Has anyone else got any other questions they want to ask Boots and Bounty or us? Yeah, Blacks, that's why we're doing it. We know that who used to, Rick from the Lala Farm used to do a lot of the smaller channel interviews and everything like that, but he's like a massively busy man at the moment, so I think they kind of dropped off, and we thought it would be interesting. Well, Stephen thought it would be interesting, I think, too, but this is all Stephen getting together a few people and having a bit of a chat, so we're hoping to do this on a regular basis. So,
yeah, it's just a great way for people to come in and present themselves, and our community joins with yours, and your community joins with ours. And as we've said, if you all the people in the chat visit each other's channel, have a look. If you like the channel, sub. and support each other, which is definitely the way to go.
If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I'm trying to put a link up here, but trying to do 10 things at once. So.
Oh, that's how I am when I do ours. She's like, "What are you doing? Quit changing the screen because we only have one monitor." So I will blink over. I said, "Just keep talking, look that direction, and keep
and
going.
2 phones.
Just keep going." And
Where are we
try.
going at the moment? I don't know where to look. I'm like, what? So, okay.
Yeah, we've got a couple of monitors on a stand, and then it's a splitter that comes out of the laptop, so the laptop screen can run, and then 2 monitors alongside it. So it makes it a lot easier for. It's the work setup, so it just makes it really easy for checking emails and logging maintenance requests and stuff like that. So it's also good for lives.
But Dad was saying, ask Casey about the tomato bacon jam video that we
Ask
did.
me about it for? Just go make it. There's a video.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yummy.
Yeah, well, we're very partial to our jam. We made a batch of apricot jam not long ago. We're getting down to single figure jars left. So
And we bought a big jam pot to make it too. So yeah.
I've got a little short coming out. I filmed myself unpacking the box that arrived with Julianne went shopping. So I've got all sorts of goodies in there.
I don't buy shoes or handbags or whatever. I buy kitchen appliances.
Yep, me too. And boots.
Yeah, boots. Yeah.
And see, that was another one of my hobbies is not buying
boots,
but making my own clothes. I've gotten, of course, I've sewed my whole life, just like I've been sewing as long as I've been dancing. And so I've gotten into lately sewing a lot of my own clothes. But I've done that a lot during my life, but I'm doing a lot more now.
Yeah, and
had a lot of fabric and material given to me.
If you go back into the life of our ancestors, 1, 2, 3 generations back, then making clothes and repairing clothes was a vital part of how they got by. My grandparents, when they first bought their property, which is on the other side of Bendigo where we live here, and they bought a farm out there, and there was nothing on there. And their first house was 4 old telegraph poles or telephone poles, and Pop put them in the ground, and he put a corrugated iron roof on it, and he got slabs of timber for the outside, and he lined the inside with hessian bag, and they had a dirt floor, and that's where they lived for the first 3 months while they built their house and cut their farm. And the old people did it a lot tougher than what we do.
And I think it's good to have the comfort stuff. It's good to have the computers. It's good to have this stuff. But to most people, it's taken away from what they need to learn to provide for themselves.
Yeah.
Whether it's gardening and stuff like that. But I mean, at least doing these lives and being able to network with other homesteaders and people that grow stuff in different climates, and whether it's a prepper or a homesteader or something like that, if you got a question, at least you're learning people around the world basically that you have access to their experiences to go ask them about, when do you plant this, or this didn't work out so good for me, do you know why, or some deals like that. But I mean, I think as a society we have way too many comfort either devices, or if we had to rough it, or if our kids had to go a day without electronics or a cell phone or something like that, they would have a meltdown.
I would love it.
Oh, we would.
All right, Tammy, Mountain Grandma. This, of course, spoiler alert, hang tight with me about my sewing videos. Here's something that I made. Hold this. I took the top of overalls and made a dress out of it.
The top's overalls. And it's sewed material to the bottom to make it into
I like
a dress.
to remake clothes and stuff.
There we go.
This is,
You made it bigger so I can actually see it.
hang on.
You've got the common.
There you go, if y'all want to see it. Very cute.
I didn't know we were going to get a fashion parade as well.
Right? I told you, you never know what you're going to get if you got us on there.
I started making these dresses They're just little flare straight dresses. You can wear long sleeve shirts and stuff under here, wear it with jackets, long, chains or whatever to church. But I'm just going to do neutral colors and just kind of swap them out, wear them with different things. And I don't think I have.
Do you have more?
Hang on, I think I got one more shirt.
And if you order now, we'll double your order.
Boots and Bounty designer label. Available.
We never know what's coming. It might come to that.
Okay, so I took this plain blue jean jacket I bought from a friend. She had some bleach and stuff on it, because she was selling bleach shirts. And so I got it, and it ended up being really thick. And so then I got into putting appliques on the back of them. So the material right here will end up being fuzzy. And so I just layered different materials on there and put, different designs on the back of shirts and stuff. So I like to upscale clothes as well as make my own. So yeah, stick around with me. I've got a series coming up over the winter time of doing some sewing and stuff. But it takes years to learn how to do all of this. I can't teach you all everything.
I used to have a denim jacket like that, but it had a Iron Maiden logo on the back. So.
Did it have the high collar?
Can't remember.
It probably did. They all did then. They all had the little pop collar that was taller on one side than the other, Yeah,
indeed.
Yeah, and I made curtains.
Yes.
And all that stuff. Yeah, I make whatever.
That's awesome.
Just sew it up.
Well, guys, we were going to be here for an hour or an hour and a half in, so we might pull up stumps there, which is
Pull up stumps.
That's a cricket terminology for finish up. If you want to see a silly game, watch cricket. You can play it 5 days without getting resolved.
Oh Lord.
Pull up stumps.
Yeah. So look, thank you so much for being our first guest on our Share the Channel series. I said I couldn't have picked a better channel to come in and start with. Really appreciated you guys coming here. Hopefully the two communities have connected together and you get some benefit out of it, and we really, really appreciate it. And looking forward to the next Boots and Bounty Live, and I'll see what wildlife I can rustle up to show on the next
Did you
channel.
say wrestle? You gonna be wrestling wildlife? I want to see that.
Yeah.
If you and the kangaroo, I want to see that.
As I explained, I'll pick up a bit of a snake, but I ain't wrestling no kangaroo. We'll say goodbye at this stage, and again, thank you so much. Love to have you here, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. All right, guys. Well, there we go. So, as I said, a great channel that I've been chatting with for quite a while, and they're a fantastic couple and a fantastic family. So, if you're not a member, go over and check the channel if you like it. Hit that sub button over there and support them. So,
and another shout out to all our new subscribers. We really appreciate you coming along and joining us on our homestead journey from scratch. So thank you very much.
So we've picked up a lot of subs in the last 3 or 4 weeks, which has been really exciting, and we just love having people come in and join the journey with us. And we're certainly going to be committed to keeping up the content and keep up the high quality that we take a lot of pride in getting it out there. So thanks for everyone that came in. We're up to about 25 people in the chat, which is pretty exciting for us. Yeah, which has been great.
Yeah, sorry, North Shore. We started early. Stephen messed up his time, so we're going to organise a little bit better time. He forgot about daylight savings and.
Well, I checked it before I put it up. Suddenly it's just So anyway, I wasn't.
Daylight savings started
tonight. Today, is it?
Yeah, it's Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. See.
Daylight savings got me. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the second time in my life that's happened. So I couldn't. I was wondering why the extra hour had been added on.
I
thought it was moving the clocks forward tonight. So
no, Saturday night. Yeah.
There we go. All right, so yeah, look, thank you so much for everyone that's been in the chat, and we'll be back next week at the same time, which is the different time to what I advertised. So I've got another channel, Where to Begin Homesteads, coming in next week. They haven't done a live before, and we're very hesitant to do so. So I reached out to them and said, come into one of ours and get a feel for it. So they're very, very excited to come in. So we'll get to meet them next week, and we're just confirming with a few more in the coming weeks. So great to have everyone here, and Rick from Lala always, signs off with the message that we've got on the back there. And my favourite saying at the moment is, remember that everyone around the world, we have so many similarities, and it's the similarities that bring us together, but it's the differences that make us unique. So celebrate those differences and learn about each other, and develop tolerance and understanding of each person's circumstances. So it's great to have you here, and hope you're back in the coming weeks.
Okay. Thanks,
guys. See you real soon.
Bye.